welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be showing you guys my full coverage, not light coverage, not medium to buildable coverage, honey, my full coverage foundation routine. This is the routine that I do when I want my skin to look airbrushed, look flawless, hide any imperfection that I might have at the moment. However, it is still lightweight, okay? Yes, girl, full coverage, but lightweight, so your skin won't feel heavy and you won't feel hot and cakey, you know? So I'm really excited to show you guys this routine. This was actually a request from one of you guys. So here I am showing you guys my full coverage foundation routine. So we're just sticking to doing the face makeup today. I do not show how I did my lips or the eye portion or the brows and stuff like that. I simply just wanted to keep it all about the foundation. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. This is my skin is perfect foundation routine. I really hope you guys find some useful tips in today's video. Before we jump into the video, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys have not already. And of course, without further ado, if you guys would like to see my full coverage foundation routine, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so let's get started with this flawless full coverage foundation routine. I felt like today was the perfect time to film this as well because as you guys can see, I do have a breakout right over here and it's actually super red. It's definitely a fresh breakout. I also have one that looks like it's coming in right over here and one right over here. So we do have a couple of things to cover. We do not want none of that redness peeking through. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to completely make your skin look airbrushed, look flawless, all my tips and tricks. I really hope you guys are excited. So let's jump into it. So first things first, as you guys can see, I really did want to just focus on the face today. So I do have my brows on already and I have my lashes on already. And as far as the eyelid, all I did was just apply some concealer to my eyelid, set it with any kind of face powder that you use to set your face. I did use that to just set my eyes. And that's basically it. All that's going to do is help kind of cancel out any discoloration on the lid. And it's also going to give you that really beautiful evened skin look, which is going to look super beautiful once you have that full base on and everything is nice and covered. So the first thing that is super important when you're trying to get a super full coverage look to your foundation is making sure your skin is moisturized. You guys, I cannot say that enough. If your skin is not moisturized properly, no matter which foundation you try to put on, especially a full coverage one, it's gonna look cakey, it's gonna look dry, it's gonna look flaky, and all of that are just things that happen because your skin is dry or because you didn't prep it the right way before going in with the full coverage foundation. So I do have this moisturizer here that I've been using before applying my foundation. I really do love it. It is truly amazing and it's actually super affordable as well. So this is from The Ordinary and this is just their natural moisturizing moisturizer. Here's what it looks like right here, and I actually mentioned this in a video. I'm not 100% sure which video, but I did mention this on my channel before, and you guys, it is just so good. And look at how big this tube is. It's honestly massive, so this is going to last you forever. So I am going to go ahead and just apply some of this to my face, and I'll actually show you guys how much I apply because a little bit of this goes a long way. So I'm going to apply about this much to my entire face. I did quickly just want to mention to you guys that I usually moisturize my skin in the morning after washing my face. So it's super important that you do moisturize and you do apply an SPF to your skin. So that's what we're going to do next. So I went in with my moisturizer. Now we're going to go in with an SPF. So for SPF, I'm going to be using the Fenty Skin SPF Moisturizer. I'm going to go in with this. Do I love it? Is it my absolute favorite? I don't know. You guys are going to have to wait because I did actually purchase the entire Fenty Skin line. So the toner, the cleanser, and the SPF as well. I am testing it out for you guys. I wanted to test it out for at least a month to be able to give my honest review and really see the difference in my skin. So I'm using this one today because of that reason. Is it amazing? You'll see in my review. But for today, it's not my absolute favorite. Honestly, I can't really say that even by using it just for a month. So I am going to be using it today because I feel like I'll be cheating if I use my favorite one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I need to continue using this because I really want to see how it's going to be on my skin. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this really quickly off camera, and then I will be right back so we can go in with primer. Alright, so now that we have our moisturizer on, we have our SPF on, our skin is prepped, now we can start with the makeup. So of course I'm going to go in with a primer first. Anytime I'm doing something full coverage, I definitely want to use a primer that is going to make it long lasting. It's going to grip down that foundation to make sure that it is secure and it is not going anywhere. And of course, I just wanted to help to make sure that no matter which full coverage foundation you apply to your skin, it's going to last all day. That for me is always going to be the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is what it looks like right here. I've used this baby on my channel many times. It is so amazing, and a little bit of this goes such a long way, you guys. As you can see, I use it very often, and I've only used about this much, which is crazy. It is so good, but I did quickly just wanted to mention to you guys a cheaper alternative in case you guys do not want to spend the money on the Milk Makeup one. So the cheaper alternative is definitely going to be the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. This is what this one looks like, you guys. They're literally identical. The only difference, this one is drugstore, the Milk Makeup one is high-end, and I do feel like my makeup lasts a little bit, girl, not even that much, but just a little bit longer with the Milk one. So that one, I know it's amazing and it's gonna work. So anytime I do a full coverage base and I know that I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna be sweating, I'm gonna be in the heat, I always gravitate towards this one. But if I'm like filming or I'm going to work or whatever the case is, I know I'm not gonna be out for too long, then I'll go in with this one because it is really, really great, you guys, and you honestly cannot beat the price. So I just quickly wanted to mention that little affordable option for you guys in case, like I said, you don't want to spend the money on the Milk one. So for the Milk primer, I'm going to go in with about this much primer, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply it all over my skin. Also, you want to make sure you let your moisturizer sit on the skin before you put on your primer, because if you don't and the moisturizer is still wet or it hasn't completely absorbed into your skin, it can definitely ball up because of the ingredients from the primer not mixing with the moisturizer. So just make sure that you're giving your moisturizer a chance to really melt into the skin. I've had that happen to me before, and I used to think, oh my god, something's wrong with the primer, but no, it was because I wasn't giving enough time in between products for everything to kind of soak into my skin. Okay, so the primer's been sitting on my skin for a little bit. It's definitely nice and tacky, as you guys can see. So we're going to go in with foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation. This is what the foundation looks like right here, you guys. It is such an amazing foundation. The coverage of this is insane. Mind you, this is a $12 foundation, okay? Like, you do not have to go out there and spend $30 to $50 or even $60 on a foundation when you can get one so affordable that really works really well. The first time that I tried this, you guys, I was blown away, honestly. Like, I cannot believe how good it is. So I do have two shades in front of me. I do have 3.5 and 4.0. I'm actually going to be mixing them today because one matches me a little bit better and then the other one is just a little bit too warm for me. So I am actually just going to go ahead and mix them both. With this specific foundation, because it's a thicker consistency, I do prefer a brush. I usually always apply my foundation with a beauty sponge, but like I said, it kind of depends for me on the consistency. So if it's more of a lightweight, like when you pump it on the back of your hand and you lift up your hand and it kind of runs down your hand, that's how you know it has more of like a runny consistency. But if you pump it out and it actually stays exactly where you pumped it out and it does not move when you put your hand like this, then that's how you know it has a little bit more of a thicker consistency. With foundations like that, I prefer going in with a kabuki brush like this. This is the Morphe M439 brush. It is so good, you guys, so affordable. Morphe brushes are amazing, and I really love this one for those thicker foundations. For today, I'm going to just pump a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and one pump of each one is more than enough, you guys. So I'm going to do a pump of each, like I said, and this is what the foundation looks like. I just wanted to show you guys so you can see it does not run down. It stays exactly where I put it. So with my finger, I'm just going to go ahead and mix those two together, and even right now, this might still be too light, but we're going to work with it. Of course, we're going to do bronzer and everything like that. So with this foundation, what I like to do is actually take my finger and just dot it all over my face. Okay, so this is pretty good for now. I'm actually going to leave whatever is left on my hand just in case I feel like I need more coverage in a certain area. And I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my brush, and I'm going to start to buff it out. And I'm going to leave this, I'm not going to fast forward this part because I really want you guys to see the full potential of this foundation and how it actually applies to the skin. So what I like to do is push the foundation into my skin. I know some people like to do like buffing motions, but for me personally, I feel like pressing it into the skin gives me the best coverage. So that's what I'm going to do. You guys, look at that coverage. It's insane. And that's just the few little dots that I have put on that side of my face. A little bit of this foundation goes such a long way. You always want to make sure you get your jawline because you do not want to have that difference between your actual skin color and your foundation. So just make sure you blend that really well. I'm going to go ahead and just blend out the rest of my face, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay guys, so foundation is blended out nicely. So this is the part in your makeup routine, girl, where you need to just trust the process, because this is always the moment in my makeup routine where I'm like, girl, you look crazy, but it's fine. Don't worry, you guys. Everything's going to come together in the end. So what I like to do next is a little bit of cream bronzing. If you guys cream bronze, this is the time to do it. If you do not, you can obviously skip this step. But what I'm going to be using is the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. This is what it looks like right here. Like I said, in today's video, I really just wanted to use products that I know work and I know I love. This is actually the first cream bronzer that I had ever tried, and I'm so happy that I did with this one because it's so easy to use. It's so creamy and it's so blendable, you guys. So in the winter time when I'm a little bit lighter, I do go for fair, but today I'm going to be using the shade light because I do have some color. To apply it, I'm going to be using the Fenty face brush. This is her 125 brush. It just looks like this, and this is actually the brush that she brought out when she launched her cream blushes and bronzers, and I kind of have really been loving this brush lately. So I'm going to use it today to cream bronze, and this is super pigmented, you guys. So what I like to do is take the product and dip the brush in there like so. Just dip it in there a few times, and then I take the back of my hand and just apply it to the back of my hand like this. Kind of like fade out that product because, girl, you do not want to go in straight with this, because you're gonna look crazy. So we want to take it little by little because you can always add more, but you cannot take away. And I do actually put that cream bronzer above where that hollow is. So the hollow of my cheek is like here, but I don't want to bring that cream bronzer all the way down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to keep my face looking lifted. So that's why I go a little bit higher than the normal person would. And I do bring it all the way to my cheek area where I'm actually going to apply blush. That way everything can blend really, really nicely. And keep in mind, don't get scared if you bring it too far in, because we still have not done concealer yet. So when you actually apply the concealer, all this is going to get removed anyway. So that's why I do it this way, so that way with the concealer, I can correct any mistakes. Just like that. Do you guys see how beautifully that blended? It's literally amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Alright, you guys, so cream bronzer is on. Now it's time to move on to concealer. So for concealer, no surprise, of course, I'm going to go in with one that I know that I love. I know that is good. I know it is full coverage, which is the JOUER Essential High Coverage Concealer. This is what it looks like right here. This one is in the shade Cream Cafe. It is the perfect shade for me. It brightens more than enough, but it's not over brightening. I feel like that's super important when you're looking for a concealer. We all want that beautiful bright under eye. I am going to go in with this shade. It's perfect for my skin tone. It's really, really amazing. This is on the thicker side, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. And then of course, I'm just going to tell you guys which powder I'm going to be using, because you guys know I like to do my concealer and set it right away because my under eyes crease like crazy. So to set that concealer in place, I'm going to be using the Collab powder. This is what it looks like right here. You guys have seen me use this a bajillion times at this point, but this is their Set the Stage translucent powder, and it is specifically the one with the white cap. They also have one with the black cap. That is not it. It's the white cap. So just in case you guys go to Sally's to get this, you know exactly which one you're looking for. I'm going to open that baby up, and let's go in with some concealer. Oh, I probably should mention to you guys what I actually use to apply my concealer, right? That would be helpful. So for my concealer, I always prefer a sponge over a brush. And for today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. This is what it looks like right here. This one is like a pretty pinkish coral color. This one actually came in a trio set from their e.l.f. Retro Paradise collection. This is what the original one looks like in case you guys go in store and want to pick it up. This is what it looks like. It's actually purple. So I'm going to be using this one today. I did already dampen it. So let's go in with some concealer so we can start blending this out. And with this JOUER concealer, you guys, if you do pick it up, you do not need a lot because a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to put about that much on each eye, which this is probably a lot to some people, but for me, it's not. I'm also going to do my nose, of course, a little bit on my chin, and that is it. Let's go ahead and blend this out. Like I said, I'm going to take that e.l.f. sponge, and I like to do my chin and my nose first. That way it gives the concealer under my eye time to set just a little bit, because you'll actually get more coverage that way. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out first. All right, now we can go ahead and just blend out that under eye. Honestly, you guys, this is like one of the best concealers I have ever tried. Like, do you guys see that coverage? It's amazing. All right, and then really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and set that in place. And I'm actually using that same damp sponge. If you have normal to dry skin, this trick is honestly gonna be your best friend. It really does give you a super flawless under eye. So I usually like to apply the powder like that just to set my under eyes before they crease, and then I'll go back in with the beauty blender, but with no more powder, and I will just start to blend it down in the same shape that I actually applied the concealer. So right on the side of the nose, make sure that's nice and pressed in, and that's what's going to give you that beautiful bright under eye effect. Keep in mind, this looks so scary right now, I know girl, but this is a full coverage foundation routine, and keep in mind we still have not did bronzer or blush or anything like that, so it is going to come together, but you are going to look like a hot mess before it does. And then I take a little bit of that translucent powder, and I also set my chin and my nose. So basically wherever I applied that lighter concealer, I do want to set with translucent powder. Okay, so now it's time to set the rest of my face. I'm going to be using my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. You guys already know I love this powder. It is so good. And today I'm going to be using the shade Light, which is number 15. I also use the shade Medium. It kind of depends how I'm feeling that day, but I'm going to use Light today because we are going to be going in with a pretty dark bronzer. So I'm just going to use this. This is also not super pigmented, but it really does give your skin a beautiful airbrushed finish. And I'm basically just setting everywhere I didn't set with the translucent powder. Okay, so now that we look absolutely crazy, we can finally go in with bronzer and give our skin some color. But keep in mind, the skin definitely looks full coverage. You don't see any redness peeking through. That blemish is completely covered. You cannot see it. You wouldn't even know it was there until it's time to remove the makeup, okay? We're out here catfishing. All right, so for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Bronzer. This is what it looks like right here, and I'm using mine in the shade Dark Tan. Such a beautiful warm bronzer. If you guys like warm bronzers, you have to try this one because it is amazing. So I am going to go in with that one, and I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe JH02 brush. You guys see me use this brush all the time, and I'm just going to dip into my product. Make sure I dust off the excess. And what I like to do, since I actually did not set that area with any powder, is I like to press the bronzer onto my skin to set that cream in place first. And then once I feel like it's nice and set, then I'll actually go in and start to buff in the bronzer. Alright you guys, so bronzer is done. Now let's go ahead and move on to blush. So I'm going to be using one of my all-time favorite blushes ever. This is Milani Luminoso Blush. When I'm not wearing any eyeshadow and I'm doing a look like this one, I definitely love more of a pinky blush. And I do love the fact that this one is not too pink, and the fact that it does have a little bit of shimmer in there. So it's definitely going to give your cheeks a beautiful glow. So I like to say shimmer because it does not have glitter. It's almost like a sheen, if that makes sense. And to apply it, I'm going to be using my Morphe E4 brush, which just looks like this. It's a really nice, fluffy, angled brush. And these are super pigmented. So I'm literally going to dip my brush in there and be sure to tap off any of that excess. And I'm just going to apply it to my cheeks. I also like to apply a little bit to my nose. You don't have to. That is personal preference. And I like to kind of like bring it in a little bit. Just like that. How pretty is that blush? It is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, so now for highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Laura Geller highlighter. This one right here is in the shade Gilded Honey. It is one of my absolute favorite highlighters of all time. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of a fluffier brush than I would normally use. This one is from AOA Studio. This is the F19 brush. Such an amazing brush, you guys. This brush was $1. Girl, I know, $1. So I'm going to go ahead and dip my brush in there and of course just apply it to the skin. A little on my nose, chin of course, and a little bit right on my forehead where the light hits. Just like that. And then you guys already know I like to go back in with my blush brush and just go over that highlighter a little bit, because what happens is the highlighter goes over the blush, and so sometimes it kind of dulls it down, and I do not want that. So I like to go back in with the blush brush just to make sure the highlighter and the blush kind of mesh together. Just like that. So really quickly what I'm going to do is just finish up my lower lash line, which I'm just going to add a nude liner and some mascara. And I'm going to do my lips off camera really quickly, and then we'll be back to go ahead and just set everything in place. Alright you guys, so really quickly I went ahead and just tied my hair back because I don't want to get any setting spray in my hair. But now it's time to just set everything in place. This is basically the finished look. So really quickly, I went in with the Rimmel eyeliner, their Scandal Eyes eyeliner in the shade Nude in my waterline. Of course, for my lower lash line, I just went in with my KKW Beauty mascara. And then for lips, I'm wearing the usual lip combo, which is the KKW lip liner in the shade Nude number 2. And then for liquid lipstick, I'm wearing the Laura Lee Los Angeles liquid lipstick in the shade Nakey Nakey. So that's everything else that's on my face. Now let's go ahead and set. And for today, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Shimmer Spray. This is my jam. I absolutely love this setting spray, you guys. So this is what it looks like when it settles, but girl, when you shake her up, this is what she looks like right here. So it's a beautiful shimmer spray. You can use it on the body and the face. I love it for both. And mine is in the shade Rose Gold. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this all over my face. And the mister on this is really nice too, but it does spray a lot at a time. So I'm going to spray from far. And then I'm just going to go in with my fan and just dry that down. Alright, you guys, and that is basically it. That completes this full coverage foundation routine, you guys. I'm absolutely obsessed with every single product that I showed you guys in today's video. I think they're all amazing, and these are usually the products that I'm using when I'm doing like a super bright, colorful look, and I really want the skin to look nice and flawless. Everything looks really beautiful. The skin looks extra glowy, especially after putting on that setting spray. I'm obsessed. Of course, you can go ahead and switch out the setting spray if you actually want a more matte finish, but I do like that dewy, glowy looking skin. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found it useful. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!